Hi, I'm James and I'm here with Dimples Hair and I've got a little bit of education for you. I get the question all the time, what are return hairs? So I've taken this shoelace right here. I'm going to give you a little demonstration, okay? This is what a return hair is. So if I want to tie a knot, okay, imagine this is the base of a topper and I'm pulling this hair or this shoelace through. Okay, I've got this really amazing long hair right here I'm pulling through. Okay, I'm gonna have to tie a knot so that the hair doesn't fall out. And I have to pull a little bit of hair through on the other end. This is the return hair. And this is the actual very long hair that I actually want, okay? But the reason why I have this return hair here is because I need to have another hair, another part of it's the same hair, it's one piece of hair, but I need to have another end of the hair to tie the knot. So I tie the knot. This is not how we tie the knots of our wigs and toppers, but I'm just showing you for the example. And as I tie the knot, this is our return hair that we don't count in our measurement. And this is our actual length of hair. And it's going to be hard to see on a topper, but these long hairs, these are the long hairs. You can see some shorter hairs here. These are the return hairs. And the whole thing with return hairs are very good, but they could also not be so great. If the return hairs are very, very short, like 1 inch, that's not going to look good because they're going to spike up. If you've ever seen a wig that had short, spiky hairs all over, that means the return hairs are too short. If you ever went to a hairdresser or you tried this yourself with thinning scissors, they say don't use thinning scissors to thin density on toppers and wigs, because what happens is when you thin the hair out, you're actually creating short, spiky hairs all over that you can never smooth and put down, okay? So ideally, you want to find a topper or a wig that has long return hairs, 3 inches, 4 inches, 5 inches. That's the ideal. If you can find a topper or a wig that has a mixture of 3 inches, 4 inches and 5 inches of return hairs, that is fantastic because it's going to look like natural growth coming out as we have shorter baby hairs coming out, but they're not too short to be spiky. So another good thing about return hairs is the way we knot our toppers and wigs in Dimples is we do a special kind of knotting technique that when we style it, it allows you to style the topper flat, or it allows you to style the topper with a lot of volume. If you don't have return hairs at all, say as in a French topper, then it's very hard to get any volume when you style. So return hairs are good as long as they are long, and they're definitely necessary because it's the other end of the hair. Now, here's another amazing fact. We call this the Clio 14, okay? And as I mentioned in another video, each of the long hairs measures 14 inches, hence Clio 14 all over. Every long hair measures 14 inches. But on the other end of that long 14-inch hair is the return hair. So if I have 3-inch return hairs, 4-inch return hairs, 5-inch return hairs, before I made this topper, the actual hair that I used was actually 3, 4, and 5 inches longer. So this actually came from a ponytail that was up to 19 inches long. So it's not just 14 inches of hair. So having an extra long return hair is actually very costly. If I wanted to cut the cost down, I would just use 15 inches of hair and have 14 inches of long hair and then a 1-inch return hair, but then it would be terrible because you'd have lots of spiky hairs all over. So we like to have 3 inches, 4 inches, and 5 inches. And that's another reason why human hair toppers are expensive, because the hair, the raw material of the hair is actually much longer than you actually see on the topper. And that's return hairs.